now. Perfect. We are streaming. And I'm going to quickly go into the Discord chat and also say that, guys, we're streaming. I should have done that earlier, but I was working on editing another video. Send now. Okay, let's check this out. This looks like it works okay. I want to make sure people don't think I'm looking down the whole time. Hey guys, what is going on? If you can hear me, I have Dagger on here. We decided to do a quick little live stream, and the reason being is we're going to talk about the kit reworks that just came out for Darkside Bastila, and HK47, and I didn't have time to look at them until like 2 hours ago, and Dagger had messaged me and he said, dude, like, he was not happy. Let's just put it that way. We're gonna have to have a chat about this, because that's why I brought him on here, because there's a few things he's not quite happy about. And I read the kits, and you know, they look amazing. Yes, Jay-Z, you just said they look amazing. The thing is here's my question with that. I'm gonna get revving. I'm gonna be pumped. I'm gonna be totally excited. Is there going to be any other team that can compete then as well? That's my question. Is a CLS team, is a Jedi Knight Revan team with the looks of the Bastila and the HK47 kit? Are they going to be even able to compete with Darth Revan? I don't think they are. Dagger, can you hear me? So that's, yep, he can. Perfect. So hopefully not. I know that's the thing we have. And it looks like we don't exactly know Darth Revan's kit yet. Yeah, Revan or Jedi are done against the meta. That's correct. We don't know Darth Revan's kit yet, but looking at Bastila's kit and also HK47's kit, it looks like Jedi are going to be, you know, goners, dead. And the other thing is, it looks like they're going to be Darth Revan, Bastila, and HK47 are going to be an amazing 3v3 team. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yes, Darth Revan will apply Deathmark. You can tell from HK. That is correct. We looked at that, and Deathmark is going to shut Scion down. So you can't use a Triumvirate against it, because when he gets, even if he uses his Held by Hatred, it don't matter if you use Deathmark. He's still going to die in the first turn. So let's see here.
I mean, the saving grace is that we have a 3-person team, which means...
Hold on 1 second. What'd you say, buddy?
Oh, I said the saving graces of this team is that there's only 3 people in it. So even if you plug Thrawn in, you're still missing a piece.
Exactly. So what other are they going to release new characters? Or are they going to be...
I assume we're going to get a marquee just to kind of like postpone the inevitable. But I think for the time being, it's like you're probably going to have to gear up Sith Trooper.
Yep.
Something. It depends on what his leadership affects. Like if his leadership affects Sith. Because they just made the Sith Empire tag, so you might be happy. They might actually bring like Vitiate or something as a legendary.
I would love that. The other question is also in the game, you can actually choose to save Malak. There is a way you can do that. I can't remember exactly. Or maybe that was a cheat code or something like that, now that I think about it. Are they going to bring Malak in?
I don't think we'll get Malak for at least, like, 9 months. Like, there's KOTOR fatigue. I don't think we get Malak until next spring. They're going to want to get the Clone Wars stuff done before the fall, when they have to start doing... So I assume they could release like a, like I said, they could release like a marquee.
Yeah,
or like some other,
like to a trooper or marauder, something like that, another character like that. Everybody in the chat, if you can hear Dagger, please say yes. We want to make sure he can hear you guys, because we're having a good conversation, and I have everything set so he should be, so you should be hearing him. That is the question. Just leave in the chat here. Make sure you can hear Dagger. And if I have to, I can probably turn him up a little bit too. I can hear him. He's louder than you. Okay.
Well, I'm louder than him. To be fair, I'm louder than him in general.
That is very general. Yes, perfect. I'm really happy you guys can hear him. Which bounty hunter should I farm for original trilogy Chewie? Bosk, Boba. Man, you know what? There's some of the ones that are hard to farm.
Cad Bane, Dengar, Django.
Yeah, Django. Dengar.
Cad Bane and Dengar are really good.
Yeah. So, okay, back to this. And when do you think he's going to release, by the way, Dagger? When do you think Darth Revan is going to release, actually?
So, I assume Kit tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday. They put out a smoke screen saying that they might not have it ready, but I don't know. I don't buy it.
You think that was actually just a smoke screen?
Well, they said the same thing with Jedi Knight Red.
Yeah.
Kept everyone over the weekend. And then they just tacked 75 keywords onto his sleep.
That's good. Yeah, nice review of Thunder. Speaking of which, guys, Dagger is going to be starting a new series called Dagger Roasts Your Roster Review. It is very honest. It is very hardcore. If you cannot take sarcasm and honesty, do not ask him for a roster review. We posted his first one today. Dagger roasted, technically we say roasted, but it's also a review of your roster to help you out. It generally is going to help you out big time as well. He gives you great advice, more in-depth advice than I could ever give. He gets deeper than I do, and he did Die Walker's roast your roster review today. He's another good friend of ours. He's in our guild, and let me tell you, if you guys want to watch it, it's going to be epic. I've watched it. I mean, he's completely honest. And, I asked Dyer, are you okay with the, he's going to roast you a little bit. He's like, I love it. I just want to get better. So that's what our goal is, to help you guys get better. Bad connection. Okay. I'll try to work.
Evo X, it's okay. You don't have to let Cad Bane. You just have to farm him. I farm.
Yes, I have him farmed as well.
Zhao Jr. donated $1, so.
Yeah, huge thank you to Zhao Jr. for the $1. That's huge. I just realized that I should be scrolling. Oh, there we go. I got it fixed. Scrolling down. Dagger hasn't replied to my roasty. What's up, bud? What?
I was saying, worth noting on the main thing. He has a stun and he puts accuracy down on his basic, so he's actually really good in the event, because you can actually provide sustainability for your team using his debuffs and his control over Chewbacca. So I definitely recommend him in the Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's great point. Great point. Stuns are very important in that event, because if you can stop somebody.
I apologize if I haven't responded to you. I've loaded up a queue. I have about 12 in there, and I'm going to message you when I get to you. So I do apologize if I haven't gotten to you yet. I've
had a few people that I've responded to that I'm going to give to Dagger as well. I have 250 in mind that I have responded to everybody, and some of the same people have said, hey, can you give this to Dagger? I have to still give them to him, which is okay, because I'm going to post one roster review a week, one that I do, and we're going to post 1 or 2 Daggers a week as well. So there'll be a lot of roster reviews coming, and I'm going to post them. I'm still going to do live streams and main videos, but we're going to have these roster reviews as well. And I hope it takes off for Dagger so he can become big, because he's really, really good at it. He's more knowledgeable of the game, actually, than I am, the in-depth part of it. So that's really cool. Good afternoon, Roy Rock. I am going to actually pull up the Galaxy of Heroes forums right here, and I'm going to read everything that they said 100% completely here, because Dagger had messaged me, and he said, I got to go in and read what he said exactly. Without anything else added to it. Bad. He just sent me the word bad. One word, bad. I'm like, what's up, dude? I'm doing something right now. Then he sent me the forum post of the Bastila Shan Fallen rework. And I had read it, and I went, oh. And then I read HK47's and one of his Zetas, and I went, oh. They're basically saying that Jedi Revan, for those of you that have him, you're in second place now. You're done. Get out of here. So then I understood what he meant by bad.
Not bad, as in the kits are bad. Bad is bad.
Exactly. Exactly. The kits are great. It's bad for what the game, and that's what he's kind of understanding too. Let's see. In case HG7, both these characters will be receiving a rework to synergize with Revan. By the way, a little thing before we talk more about Darth Revan, Zeta Finn's leadership. They said, they're still investigating to rework Zeta Finn's leadership because their idea, it ended up creating a endless loop in phase 1 of the Sith raid, even though they took it out of phase 2 or phase 3, excuse me. So
don't worry, C-3PO is working as intended. He's not the problem.
Yes, C-3PO is not the problem. It is Zeta Finn.
No, Finn isn't the problem. They just don't want to fix 3PO.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now
Right.
yes, they don't want to rework 3PO. It's what they're going to do to Finn to make sure 3PO's abilities can't work that way with Finn. And it's tricky to figure out how they're going to do that, because they said here, somebody had actually asked on here, do you think we'll be getting compensation as in Zeta refund? And they said it's not off the table. We will decide once we know the scope of the changes. I personally would like a refund. Actually, Dagger has taught me well how to use that exposed team with Finn, and if that changes at all, I'll probably get a refund. If I'm still able to do that, I'm definitely going to actually keep it on him, because it's great for 3v3. Dagger's helped me out with that big time. If you guys struggle with learning how to use that Finn exposed team with Poe and Resistance Trooper, man, join the Discord. Dagger will teach you everything. He even taught me.
Your audio is super choppy, Thunder.
Super choppy?
Yeah, no, your audio is choppy.
Okay, hold on here. Let's see if I can get this fixed. Is it any better now?
Considering I heard like half of what...
Because yours is choppy too, actually. Okay, I actually think that this is Discord, not us. Discord has detected a new audio input name, my friend. Do you want to switch? Switch device, yes. Okay, how's this working? Is that any better?
Okay, so on YouTube's end, I'm choppy. Okay, that's at least reasonable.
Yeah, it's I'm hearing you choppy and you're hearing me choppy, so I actually don't think it's us. I think it's the Discord call for some reason. This is our first time live streaming together, guys. We are going to do much more live streams and stuff like this together. So give us a small little break here. We're still working on figuring everything out. Because Dagger's really fun.
Shout out to my buddy Cho, who's been talking me off the ledge here. I've been coming off on him in a DM about like my worries and stuff. He's kind of the cliff. I'm
Let's see. Dagger, I'm going to leave the call and I'm going to call you back to see if this gets better quick. I'm going to call you back right now. Okay. I'm actually going to I'm just going to get in and out of Discord. Wait a second. I know what I'm doing. I need to open this up in the app, guys. Duh. I called him through the website when I should have called him through the... By the way, Dagger review is awesome. Yes, it is. Dagger's review is amazing. It always is amazing. Now we're going to do this. See if this works. There. Okay, let's see if this works any better, because you were really choppy on my end as well. And I don't know why. Now I have 3 bars on the voice connected at least. Use your energy, Thunder. Okay, I'll do that right now. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I just need to be stockpiling some gear. Okay, Dagger, can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yeah, I can hear you just fine now. Good deal. It might have been my fault, guys. I had the Discord run through the actual internet page instead of the app. I think the app is going to work much better for us. What am I doing? I'm scrolling through here, and all I want to do is really just... Oh, actually, I actually want these anyway. It is his connection, in my opinion, not yours. Juhani?
Yeah, I watched the little thing pop up last night of you gearing up Juhani.
I did finish gearing up Juhani.
I shed a single tear for your gear reserve.
Okay, here's the deal. I am extremely worried about this event being super hard.
It won't be that hard. It's a 3-man team. The next time around, it'll be...
I could see that, but besides the point, I want to get better at Territory War and Grand Arena, and I think these teams could be useful.
Help you.
So, and then the Gear 12 pieces I did put on Darkside Bastila, HK47, Canderous, and Karth. I have so many of those that I have like 5 of them left still, so I'm still going to be able to put them on Darth Revan. Hey, $2 for the new mic. Thank you so much. Have I missed Bastila rework review? You know what, Martin? You haven't yet. I'm going to actually read the whole thing for you guys here. Let's see. Can I get it pulled up on... I might be able to get it pulled up on here so you guys can read it through with me. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to get this pulled up. We're going to go with a display capture. Bear with me here, guys. I'm going to go like that.
Charming Navigator, yes, correct.
Okay, so now I believe... Dagger, are you watching my screen right now, bud?
Yeah, I can see OBS.
Okay, you can see OBS. I'm gonna put my...
I can also just pull it up on Discord.
Yeah, okay, that's a great idea. Yeah, oh, hold on here. I actually can see it too. I'll read through it when they get through it. I just got to get my video capture device up here. We're going to move up. There we go. Okay, so now what's going to happen, guys, is we're going to go through and read this. We're going to read through the changes right now. Kit rework. We're going to start with Bastila, and we are going to eventually go to HK47. We're going to get Dagger's opinion on this because he's very good at this stuff. Unit. Bastila Shan Fallen, category Sith, support, Sith Empire. Fallen Bastila is losing the Old Republic category tag. I don't exactly understand why, because she still is she's still part of the Old Republic. That's something I'd like to actually know the answer to that question of. Sith Empire, yes. Sith Empire is
hold on.
Yep.
They changed tags based on affiliations. So what they don't want is using Bastila Fallen under Jedi Knight Revan anywhere. So they're removing the tag so you don't use him with the Jedi.
Completely understand, yes. So her abilities won't work with Revan, or with Jedi Knight Revan, basically. Even though she's still an Old Republic character. I got it. Okay, so now... strong Sith support who inflicts a large number of debuffs, including shock, fear, and corrupted battle meditation. Her basic, this hasn't been changed at all, guys. The basic, deal special damage to target enemy and inflict ability block for 1 turn. This attack deals 10% more damage and has 10% plus critical chance for each active Sith ally. Okay, we know that. I'm not going to read the stuff that we already knew. We're going to read the new stuff. Special 2, fear. Okay, this is the new ability right here. Inflict fear on target enemy and another random enemy for 1 turn, which can't be copied or dispelled. When each of these fears expire, inflict offense down, critical damage down, evasion down, speed down, expose, and stagger for 2 turns. This is like an opposite of Illuminated Destiny. You're giving it to the other team in all debuffs. These effects can't be resisted either. All other enemies are inflicted with offense down, critical damage down, evasion down, speed down, expose, and stagger for 2 turns. Okay, fear. They miss the next turn, can't use abilities, and can't evade. Increase cooldowns by 1, and fear expires on taking damage from an attack. Go ahead, Dagger.
This is the ability that, I don't want to say it scares me, but this is the ability that's really stupid. Because you put this on Chewbacca, or you put this on BB-8, and that stops 2 teams from being hard counters, because Bastila is actually reasonably fast, and now her base potency, once you get done with her kit, is going to be over 100. So yes. she's going to be putting this onto them. So you shut down their Chewbacca or their BB-8.
You shut down Grandmaster Yoda from spreading buffs too.
Well, that'll get addressed later, so you don't have to target him.
Yeah, true. Yes.
You can target the other Bastila to stop her.
So she doesn't give Yoda. Buffs to Grandmaster Yoda, correct? But
it also can't be resisted, right? Is this what
that's what it said. Yeah, these effects can't be resisted. That's what it states right here. So in my mind, it doesn't matter tenacity or anything like that. You're going to have them, correct?
Is you have characters like Rex or Cheered who put tenacity ups and cleanse. So when they it'll immediately proc these abilities too.
Yes,
exactly. So keep that in mind in Territory Wars and Grand Arena. That if you put fear on them and they cleanse it, it immediately procs all these debuffs. Mm-hmm. So you don't care. You don't care if there's a Cheered or a Rex on there.
Yeah, and I don't know, would I keep fear or proc these? It's something that you're definitely going to have to go in and we're going to have to test, see how it goes. But I agree with Dagger. This ability almost looks OP, overpowered in some sense. We're going to have to see how it works. But he brought up a great point. Some of the meta teams that could potentially counter these teams in, territory, maybe arena as well, would be a Jedi Training Ray or a team with BB-8 or a Chewie team with CLS. And what he brought up was exactly correct. This just shuts them down. They're done.
For what it's worth, this is like fracture level or isolate level. Like, except it's dispellable, so it's not like super busted. Mm-hmm. It's just very efficient at what it does.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great.
Allows you to like play with it.
That's actually a great idea for a video. Best abilities in the game. You can have like a legendary tier ability, where fraction and isolate is on there. We're gonna do that. I think I'm gonna have you help me with that.
Well, those are the top two. So moving on.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so
Days
now
is probably 3.
Oh, definitely. Next, corrupted battle meditation. Okay, the whole thing's the same as it was, except it can't be dispelled now. Corrupted battle meditation cannot be dispelled. Let's see. Sith Apprentice. She gains 50% potency along with 50% defense, and then we're going to read the chat. Days is still one of us, and it goes to more of. Okay, so here we go. Unique 3 Force Bond. This is brand new. If Darth Revan is in the leader slot, Bastila and Darth Revan have plus 70% max health and plus 70% health steal. Darth Revan also recovers protection from corrupted battle meditation, and enemies inflicted with corrupted battle meditation can't inflict debuffs on enemies when they use an ability. Excludes raid bosses. If Jedi Knight Revan is on the enemy squad, Bastila gains advantage in foresight for 1 turn at the start of Jedi Knight Revan's turns.
What am I missing? I'm not in chat.
No, they didn't. It's not much big there. It's not dispellable. That's what they're reading on, and we're reading down to the unique force bond thing.
Oh, they're talking about they're talking about me calling her Bastila. Okay, yeah. huge fan of this character. Yes, all of them. Damn, I'm sitting down, and there is definitely a bulge.
CLS, cough, cough. So fear can't be dispelled? Yeah. So reading this with, gosh, guys, this force bond unique. And by the way, this doesn't say if it's a Zeta. Which one of these are Zetas? It hasn't actually said Zetas on here. On IG,
Sith Apprentice is a Zeta. Sith Apprentice is a Zeta. Force bond is not a Zeta.
Oh, yeah, it says right there. Sith Apprentice is a Zeta. Okay, I didn't see that because that's still in white. My bad. Okay. So
also worth noting on the max health and max health seal. So the problem with the max health bonus goes back to the fear part of her kit, because someone brought up, oh, Chewbacca can blow through that because it gives him more damage. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're just putting fear on the Chewbacca so he can't do anything, and then you're gonna blow him out with HK and probably whoever your other DPS is on the team. Maybe Thrawn or something. Like, you're not. I assume this Revan's going to be just as fast. I assume there's probably going to be a speed boost in his lead because CG just which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bastla's going to be going. She's already kind of a fast character to begin with.
Yeah, like, and you're supposed to moderate, yeah.
You're going to put fear on Chewbacca, and then the max health boost will just stop CLS and company from killing you.
Yeah, you're... Casey, is that how I say that? In the chat just said Bastila has 2 undispellable debuffs. It's ridiculous. That is true. Undispellable debuffs are... That's huge. Okay, so Bastila, Dark Side, Bastila, Sean. What now, bud?
I was saying, are they actually undispellable? Because I think the one isn't undispellable. It just expires, it procs.
Let's make sure here. I gotta read through all this. Yes, we are new at reading through all this too, guys.
I don't read. I pay other people to read.
And fear expires on taking damage from an attack. So that means that it won't be dispelled. Fear won't unless you take damage from an attack. So technically, you would say that is undispellable because like with Rex and Chirrut, you're not going to get rid of it if you try to cleanse. And then he's also talking about corrupted battle meditation, which is undispellable as well. So technically he's right. There's 2 abilities that are undispellable. The only way that's going to undispel fear is if they take damage from an attack. Fear can be cleansed, corrupted battle lead can't be. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, so when you say fear can be cleansed there, Dojo-san, let's make sure we get this correct here.
Yes, it can be cleansed because it procs all the debuffs like the stagger, expose.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so how do I want to say this? When
Can't
it's
be
cleansed,
resisted.
it can't be resisted. Great, that's the way we should have put it. Because when you do that, you are proccing all the debuffs. So you're really not winning anything when you try to.
Oh yeah, corrupted battle meditation cannot be cleansed.
Yeah, right there, can't be dispelled. Yep. And
Correct.
again, guys, this is just, we're getting a base look at the kit here. Wait till we actually get them and test them, and we're going to see how that.
Also, that's a stupid level of survivability on Bastila and Darth Revan.
No kidding, you're having 70% health steal and 70% max health? She recovers protection when she gets corrupted battle meditation as well. So I'm guessing we're going to want to mod them with health if we're going to mod them. Well, obviously, you're going to mod with some speed and attack depending on where you're using them. Yes, we still need Revan kits too. That's exactly right.
Oh, hi, buddy. Takedown's in the chat.
Yo, hey, Takedown. What's going on, buddy? Nice to see ya. Takedown's a good guy. Okay, we've talked about Dark Side Bastila, or Badstila here, Bastila Shan Fallen as they technically call her. Let's look at HK47, because Bastila Shan Fallen, guys, obviously is nuts. She's good, and like you guys have said here in the chat, we haven't even seen Darth Revan's kit yet, who's going to be the major character. So now we'll look at HK47, and let's see. Wait, I lost my. Where was I at? Oh, wrong one. Why do I always do this? I always lose track of where I'm at.
No, actually, yes. I think it would count on Palpatine because he deals damage to them equal to their max health. Martin.
And DSP question: Sith Marauder making a comeback? Very well could be.
No, probably Sith Trooper. I mean, Marauder's kit isn't particularly work to buff him.
No, and he was a. God dang it! Why in the world? I completely lost the HK47.
He was also a SWGoH toon, not a KOTOR toon.
That is correct. He was.
Along with Sith Assassin and Shit Trooper.
That is true.
I'll sneak him in there. Don't worry.
Here's a good question: Is Visas going to get an Old Republic tag since they're separating Sith Empire tags? That's a quick no by Dagger.
There's no reason for her to get one. Like, what possible reason could she have?
Because she was part of Knights of the Old Republic too.
Yeah, but Traya, Scion, and Nihilus don't have tags.
That is correct. You're absolutely correct with that. That's something that they would probably do down the line if they add something. Okay, so now we are on to HK47. And he has 2 Zetas, by the way, I think, when I looked at this earlier. I just briefly looked over it when Dagger messaged me. Basic request. Die meat bag. I laugh when that stuff. Final attack, deal physical damage to target enemy and gain offense up for 2 turns. This attack has plus 30% critical damage against debuffed enemies. You're obviously going to be spreading a ton of debuffs around, guys, with what's all going on here. Yes, they are getting tags. You're correct. They're getting Sith Empire tags, which is why what's going to be interesting is how far is this Sith Empire tags going to go? As Dagger brought up earlier in the stream here, are they going to bring out Vitiate, Valkorion? Maybe they're going to bring out Malgus, and then maybe, well, if we have a Sith Empire, we need the, I guess they could just call it the Old Republic, but the good side of the Old Republic online game. You could get Satil Shan and stuff like that, which is very, very interesting. Yeah, Nihilus, Scion, Traya, Trooper, etc. will be getting Sith Empire tags. I probably agree with you on that, Ryan Blue Thunder. Okay, so next ability here on HK47 special is Havoc. It has a cooldown of 3. Final text, deal true damage, which ignores defense but can't be critically hit. We just saw that with Droidica, right, Dagger? Didn't that just that thing came out with Droidica, the true damage?
Yes. One quick note on Ryan Blue Thunder.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Traya will get a Sith Empire tag because she was never part of the Sith Empire.
Dagger's technically correct. She was part of her. She created the Sith Triumvirate, which was never part of the Sith Empire. Technically, Scion and Nihilus really weren't either. They were their own 3. This is where the lore. I love the lore because if I would think about this deeply, the Sith Empire, you'd have the Sith Empire with Revan and Malak. But then Traya, Scion, and Vitiate were never really an empire. They were 3 individuals that wiped out the Jedi because they were so powerful. The other
Jedi
Sith
Knight
Empire.
Guardian and Jedi Consular don't have Old Republic tags either. So
Exactly. That's a great point. So Sith Empire could be expanding farther into the future of the Star Wars universe, like with the online game and stuff like that. What's great about that is we can speculate all we want. We actually don't know what's going to happen. We can just be excited about what makes you wonder if Darth Revan will get the Sith tag then. Actually, yes, Vitiate was a Sith Empire. Actually, that's a good question. Do you think he'll get the Sith or Sith Empire tag, Dagger? Do you think Revan will also get a Sith tag?
I think he'll get both because Jedi Revan got a.
Yeah. Okay, so on to special number 1 here. We deal true damage. We talked about ignores defense but can't be critically hit to all enemies. And half that amount in additional time for each debuffed enemy. Again, there's going to be debuffs running around all over the place. Then inflict tenacity down on all enemies for 2 turns. This attack deals 20% more damage for each Jedi enemy and can't be countered. So if you're facing a Jedi Knight Revan team, which is what this team was basically made to counter so far, looking at these 2 reworks, that's 100% more damage. And it can't be countered. Okay, next, special number 2 on to Assassination Protocol. Final text, dispel all buffs on target enemy, then deal physical damage to that enemy. This attack can't be evaded and deals 100% more damage against Jedi. Let me repeat that. Deals 100% more damage against Jedi. If the target enemy has Death Mark or Fear, this ability's cooldown is reset. The ability starts on cooldown, and its cooldown is reduced by 1 when an enemy is afflicted with fear. Now, quickly before I go on, here's one thing that I have to think about. How are they going to make, if they ever want to create another Jedi meta again, with maybe newer Jedi or something like that, how are they ever going to counter all these abilities that are anti-Jedi? They're just going to have to start doing HK-47's abilities do not affect these Jedi. Darkside Bastard's abilities do not affect these Jedi. That's what's happening in this in you know, the rock paper scissors here. They have to make one better than the other. And you know what? I love the game, so I don't complain that much. It's just going to be interesting to see where things go. His leader ability, which was significantly debuffed from where it was before. Droid allies have plus 30% critical chance, plus 20% critical damage, and gain 10% turn meter on a critical hit. That used to be 50% turn meter on a critical hit, which was a lot more, obviously. Now, unique 1, self-reconstruction. This is a Zeta ability. When a buff expires on an enemy, HK-47 recovers 5% health and 5% protection. When HK-47 uses an ability during his turn, it deals 25% more damage to the target, has Death Mark or Fear. Okay, Dagger, so when we're proccing all of those debuffs, those massive debuffs, and all of those expire, he's going to be gaining a ton of health and protection back.
Yes. So I'm pretty sure the Zeta on his ability is going to be the health, either the health or the protection recovery, or both.
Both.
I'm not sure. It's probably one of those. Also,
Yeah.
before people go nuts, his leadership was actually super busted. If you've ever used him with B2, like I put like 65% crit chance on B2, and he took like 9 turns in a row.
Yes.
Like his leadership was actually busted. If they ever put, that's why B2, that's why Droidica can't crit. That's why B1 can't crit.
Because of HK-47's leader. Well,
because B1 would just use his special until everyone died.
Mm-hmm. So do you think since they changed HK now, would they go back and change the crits then on those characters?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's just something to think about.
Yes, I think the true damage thing is fine. I think droids having that is fine because they're for lack of a better term, like they don't need to aim or things like that. Like they don't have the variables that humans or humanoid things do. So
yes,
the fact that they're robotic means that they can do true damage, right? Because it's all automated.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody in the chat here says Havoc will be OP.
Assassin Protocol is probably his best move.
Yes.
If you read like the cooldown on it, and you read like it gets reset.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets reset. Okay, and then we have the unique 2. Wait a second, which one did I miss here? Nope, we did self-reconstruction. Unique 2, loyalty to the maker. This also has a Zeta. If HK-47's leader is Darth Revan, so really this has, I think this unique is only available if Darth Revan is the leader. HK-47 has the following: plus 50% defense, offense, potency, and tenacity, plus 30% critical avoidance for each Jedi enemy. So let's say you're facing a whole Jedi enemy team, 30 times 5 is obviously 150%. So you're really not going to be hitting him quite a bit as a Jedi. And cooldown of Assassination Protocol is reset the first time another Sith Empire ally is defeated. Enemies with protection up can't gain bonus turn meter. I'm guessing the Zeta is probably the cooldown of Assassination Protocol is reset when the first time another Sith Empire ally is defeated. The only reason I say that is because Hermit Yoda's ability, which ability is it, where his Master Training gets reset if one of the people that have Master Training on them already dies. So I wonder if that's going to be part of the Zeta. Maybe enemies with protection up can't gain bonus turn meter as well. But this shuts down a regular Bastila team as well. If you're going to try a Bastila leadership against this team instead of a Revan leadership, bonus turn meter was that can make a big difference, and none of that's going to happen now. And this is just from one character alone. Like we were talking about, we don't even know what Darth Revan's kit is going to be. And if we find it out tomorrow, Dagger and I are going to be talking about it again. But so far, Dagger, what are your thoughts?
Worth mentioning, it doesn't mention bonus protection, so this does not affect Traya. Because when she isolates, she gives bonus, or when she isolates, she gives someone. Her unique thing is that she stacks bonus protection.
Yes, and bonus protection is different than protection up, which is why Dagger is really good at this stuff, because he realizes the little things like that would take me like 2 days to figure out eventually.
Also, they tack the Zetas onto turn meter and sustainability. So, yes, like Thunder said, the enemies with protection up can't gain bonus turn meter is likely the Zeta. There might be more tacked onto that Zeta, but that is the Zeta.
Yeah. So, you were looking at these two characters here and their rework kits. I would say that Darth Revan looks OP the way it is, just by these two characters. Now, some people will be saying, whoa, you're jumping the gun.
I wonder if he's going to get a stat rework.
What'd you say?
I wonder if HK is going to get a stat, because his damage isn't actually very high. No,
and I actually have him at Gear 12 with 3 of the Gear 12 pieces on, and I've tried to mess with mods around him. It says to put a crit damage and crit chance set on, so I actually have that on him right now, but I put a big time offensive set on him there to see what his damage would get to. It does not get very high, so you were absolutely correct about that. So maybe he will get a stat rework. Maybe also with Revan's leadership, are they going to give a bunch of bonus offense to everybody?
Also worth noting, he has a pretty high armor rate to begin with, and I wonder if they're going to also boost that. Because he looks like he's going to function as similar to Jolie.
Yes, exactly.
He looks like he's going to function as, not be a tank, but function as. Also worth noting that if you use Jolie now to call Yoda to assist, Yoda no longer gains turn meter off his basic.
No.
Because he gets protection up.
Yeah, and that's right
also,
here.
Also, that puts actual Bastila Shan back into the Stone Ages as far as how viable it is.
Exactly, because why would you use her with Revan? Because when you do, yeah, absolutely correct.
Honestly, this might sound weird. I'm gonna try this team.
Say that again, buddy. You cut out there for a second.
Sorry, I was gonna say. Looking at the kits and stuff, depending on the reworks and how they play out, I might actually try Bastila Shan in this.
To give a bunch of buffs?
Yeah, also another ability blocker on basic.
Vader. That's what somebody actually said in the chat earlier. This is actually a great point. Somebody asked this in the chat, and Doja-sen answered correctly. Somebody said, will Vader work in this team? Maybe.
No.
Likely not the best.
I strongly doubt it, considering that he works so well with EP. They won't let him cross teams that easily, right?
I agree with you on that, but I see Darren Snedden's thought process. There's going to be a bunch of debuffs that's given out. Will the Culling Blade do a lot of damage? Will they be able to give ability block? So I can see what you're thinking, but Dagger has a great point with saying that he works so well with Palpatine that they probably won't let him cross over. Maybe they will. We'll have to see. But I'm kind of with Dagger on this one.
He might be one of those characters you actually put on the team.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm not sure how long he's going to stay on the team. I mean, definitely worth a try. I don't mean to shout down your suggestion because he also spreads a crap ton of debuff.
Yeah, and he puts ability block, like you said, with Bastila. So if you can get that synergy with Sith for somewhat too, which is why learning Darth Revan's leadership ability is going to be extremely important too. I wonder if, you know, with Darth Revan, Grievous has there's a few people that have abilities that take away stats from the other team. And, you know, like they have minus... What, bud?
I'm still thinking on Darth Vader. My biggest issue with Darth Vader is that you would want Bastila going first, and then you couldn't use his AoE because he would, or maybe you can use his AoE to then crack both
everything.
Fears.
Yeah.
And then if you could saber throw after that, but he wouldn't get a free turn after his Force Crush, which is why he's so good under EP.
Exactly.
Because he just gets somehow find a way to get his turn back again. You could probably one-shot someone after the fear expires, but then you'd have to like get all the way back around it.
And you never know what could happen in between that, especially because right now, unfortunately, I think a lot of the arena battles are going to be mirror matches again, just with Darth Revan versus Darth Revan.
don't worry. There was something going around on Thunder's Discord about like if there's any justice in the world, these will just be 30-second bloodbaths.
that actually would at least be some justice instead of the 4-minute, 59-second last second kill.
Yeah,
which happens to me all too much, even when I'm doing it myself and not on auto, and I still do everything perfectly.
Thunder, can you pull up the screenshot of the Darth Gamorrean guard, or do you have that handy?
Let me see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it quick. Before I find this, guys, I'm going to go back into the game and I'm going to turn off the the display capture here. So I'm going to go and I'm going to look for the Darth Gamorrean guard thing quickly. I'm pretty sure I have it here. Just got to find it. Got to go to my thumbnails and stuff.
You know, honestly, I'm more excited for HK because I already know that Bastila is going to. Yes, takedown. 30-second bloodbaths will be way better than 3 to 5 minutes. Like the fact that Revan mirrors are the way they are the reason I refuse to use my Revan in arena. I value my time much too highly for that.
Okay, I'm going to just save this here.
Also worth noting, Thunder did gear up his DACA finally.
I got it to gear.
And then he messed it up and he put it on defense.
I did. So here, let me tell you the story, Coco. I'm saving this, guys. So we're doing a territory war, and we're getting, you know, we're really working on this. Dagger's helping us out. SWGoH is a good leader with that. And the top section, I was so pumped because I need to get my Night Sisters better. And obviously, I just got those Galactic or the Old Republic characters might change now with Darth Revan geared up to gear 12. So I'm working on my Night Sisters. I finally put a Zeta on Talzin, and last night I got DACA to gear, was it 8 or 9? I'm going to level her up more. I just want to save some gear. Like there was a Carbanti I could have put on there, but I'm not going to put the Carbanti on her right now because obviously I'm going to save that for Revan. So we were supposed to do Night Sisters with Nest in one of our areas of Territory War. And of course I was so excited that I had gotten DACA leveled up somewhat that I forgot to put Nest in, and I put DACA in.
For what it's worth, DACA's not bad in that team. It's just like a gear 8 DACA's not good in that team.
Yeah.
I didn't see. Did you put a Saj lead, or did you put a Saj lead? Because you're supposed to put a Saj lead.
I put Talzin.
You're supposed to put a Saj lead.
Because Talzin is the only leadership I have Zated right now for Night Sisters.
I keep forgetting. Sisters are.
Okay, yeah, in the current roster, the last roster view that Dagger did here on Diewalker, I just posted today, he was funny. He stated that everybody in my guild might have Night Sister problems. And we might.
And First Order problems.
First Order problems as well. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the... Hold on, where's my Gamorrean guard?
To be fair, the First Order problems is more of a punny name with a P, because First World and First Order.
Yes, that's true. Okay, I have pulled up the screenshot here, guys. And you can see it was actually 3 teams here. And Mage 4, maybe this was a team that's going to potentially counter this team. It was a CLS, Chewie, 3PO, Raid Han, and Old Ben. Not sure. We're just looking at this again. And then we had Gamorrean Guard, which had 3 Zetas, which is obviously Darth Revan. Bastila and HK. Now, HK only has one Zeta in this instance. He has two now that we've read that. This obviously that could have changed since this time. Maybe this means one Zeta is important. We're not sure.
The middle team makes a ton of sense.
Makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, the EP has the AoE stun for more debuffs and more control. Puts shock down on his basic, which I think there's something written in. No, they changed shock and Bachelor's kit to fear now. But yeah, I think plus there's a shit trooper there too. So I mean, like, that makes a lot of sense for a team.
Yeah, and you're going to be getting shock with Bastila as well, correct? Darkside Bastila.
No, they changed it.
They did. Oh, that's right. They did change it. They did just change it. Okay, we just read that. That's right. Yep. I was thinking of old Bastila. And then the Sith Trooper, which you the Sith Trooper, which you said you most likely think would go in the group as well, which makes sense. And then we look at here at the second one they had, which was Darth Gamorrean Guard, most likely Darth Revan, Bastila, Nihilus, Scion, and Sith Trooper. Now, one of the questions I have is, do you think that Traya will be viable in any Darth Revan team? She is still, in my opinion, she is still the hardest character to get in the game. Maybe people disagree with me on that by having to farm up characters, but to get in a good raid or a guild that's able to do the heroic Sith raid is not as easy as getting characters geared up, in my opinion. What do you think, Dagger?
I think Bachelor's better than Traya.
Oh. With her rework.
I think that they were close before the rework.
Wow.
Stupid good before. I think she was. I don't think people realized how good she was before, like, now.
Yeah.
Like, pre-rework. Like, Traya has Isolate. What else does she have besides Isolate and her synergy with Scion and Nihilus?
She can do some decent damage sometime with her saber throw. That's about it, though. That
her unique and her synergy with the other two is what, like, and Isolate is what kept her at the top. But if you're just looking at kit as, like, is Isolate better than Fear?
I don't think so.
They do about the same amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And now with the rework, with her health steal now, and now she'll gain Foresight on Jedi Knight Revan's turns. Like, sorry, Simon. This is the first time we've done it. We will work on the sound going forward. This is the second time you've said that. If you could be a little bit more specific on what's wrong with the sound, we might be able to fix it.
Is it crackly or something like that? Yeah, because this is the first time him and I are going to work it out privately. And yes, I know I need to get a new mic, so I'll be getting that eventually. So anyway, going back to what you said. Go ahead. I'm also
so it's not like I'm on a high-tech system either, right? Like, yes, Traya is better than HK. Dojison. Don't push it.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, yes. I think Bachelor is quite good. Like, when you actually looked at her kit, the Corrupted Battle Meditation, which stops CLS from countering. Like, it stops you from countering. It, like, I think it lowers, like, some of your stats too. I don't remember exactly which ones off the top of my head, but I'm cutting in and out.
I'm doing something in OBS here. I
have too much bass in my voice. I think that one's referring to you, Thunder.
I meant under Darth Revan.
Yes, I think HK will be better than Traya. The question is, who is the fourth and fifth character? Do you put Thrawn with this team? It looks like HK will function as a tank. We're gonna see how Darth Revan ends up being, because Jedi Knight Revan's not actually. He's more of a support character that kind of fuels stats to the entire team. Like, Yoda's the damage dealer. So we're gonna have to see what we're gonna have to see what role Darth Revan actually plays in this team, because they said in the post that he's gonna transfer defense into offense. So if Darth Revan is the damage dealer, then you're just gonna want to surround him with tanks, like you see in these pictures, like EP giving him offense up, and like Sith Trooper just tanking, right? Like, or you're gonna want
exactly.
Simon Nihilus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. By the way, Simon, echo breaking up. Sorry, guys, just trying to hear what you're saying. I understand that completely. We're gonna get this fixed again. First time we actually just decided to do this like a half hour ago, or maybe a little longer, when Dagger messaged me, and we're gonna get this where he gets some sort of mic so we can do this good. So we just wanted to break all this down. So sorry about that. We'll get that fixed. But going like that, if you turn defense into offense, like you said, why not place 4 tanks in the team? Why not put Scion, Sith Trooper? Let's see. Well, you can find 2 other people potentially too. With Nihilus could annihilate, and he actually has a decent amount of health.
How does GK function instead of Freya? Because it's a tank that also cleanses.
Exactly.
So I mean, like, also it looks like HK is going to be like a Jolie style character, where like he's going to be tanky, but still that third ability looks like it's going to deal a crap ton of damage.
Because you're usually exactly. Especially if you're using him against Jedi teams and stuff like that, and the debuffs and all the stuff. The debuffs are flying around when you're doing more damage based on the debuffs. I cannot wait to see
also
how this works.
You might want to try to for 2.
We lost you there, bud. Say that again.
You could also try Death Trooper.
Okay.
Because he also gives Death Mark. Because that helps HK.
Do you think Darth Revan is going to have a Death Mark? I have a feeling he's going to have something that's going to give Death Mark, because I don't think they would have included that in HK's abilities and some of these things if he wouldn't be able to give it.
It feels like it's going to be unique instead of an ability.
Oh.
Because...
Okay, yeah, I understand, yeah.
You need another person inflicting Death Mark in order for it to be like... In order to, like, justify HK. So I feel like it's going to be on a unique.
Yeah.
Like, he'll have, like, a certain % chance to inflict Death Mark, or there's a set of circumstances where he will just inflict Death Mark. Like, if someone attacks out of turn or something, right? Like, I feel like he's going to have a unique, or it'll be in his leadership, right? I think Death Mark's going to exist not within an attack. It's going to...
Takedown Games just said locked Death Mark. Well, in some situations, this would probably be OP. No, I don't think it would be that way anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be locked. They locked Mark, but I don't think that they'll lock Death Mark.
Well,
They could, but it hasn't been locked before, and I don't think they're going to do anything to change Death Trooper's kit, because I don't think they're going to lock it on specifically Darth Revan.
Exactly, and that's, with a trail lead, when people attack out of turn, they lose a bunch of health. That's why, you have to, Chewie's Zeta helps against them if you're using them. Maybe if they attack out of turn, they'll get some type of Death Mark. Just speculation, guys. Again, I don't know for sure. We're just kind of, like Dagger said, it could be a unique or a leadership ability based upon how they get it. But I'm guessing that there is going to be some way to institute Death Mark upon the other team with this team.
Yes, notice it. I was kind of sad he didn't have, like, one ability with target lock, HK.
Yeah, because they don't fit into droids.
I was kind of hoping to use him in a second team, like with... Because his leadership is actually still quite good. People are going to bitch all they want.
Because I want to use somebody with T3 still.
Just put him with JTR. She's the best droid leader.
That actually is true. And then because you'll have R2, BB-8, JTR. Yeah, you could go with...
And put IG-88 in there, too, because he spreads an AoE target lock.
Yes. Takedown Games just said HK doesn't have target lock to take him away from GG teams. That's probably correct. They probably don't want him to fit with General Grievous teams at all.
Yeah, Takedown. Does that mean that, like, they're going to have to, like, differentiate it from Death Trooper? I mean, they could lock Death Mark, or they could have one of his unique say Death Mark can't be cleansed as long as he's alive, right? Like, there's a sideways way to do that.
Exactly, they can go around that with specifically being with Revan. Simon Houston says Sith Marauder. That's something that's interesting, because he is the login character as well. Okay, so I usually put some credence into why people are the login characters. They're usually for something. So when you ask Sith Marauder, again, we don't know everything, and I maybe don't think he'd be dominant, but maybe he could fit in there somehow. How he'd be really good.
I don't know if his kit is good enough.
That's exactly right. I don't think his kit might not be good enough either.
Bastila won't need the potency up. She already has so much of it, especially after rework.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I'm going to quick take this image down, and we're going to go through here, and we're going to read.
Put
Sith Marauder.
Put him up on the.
Yep, got it right here. Okay, we're going to go Sith Marauder. And we're going to look through his kit here to see if you guys have... Okay. So, he only has 3 abilities, first of all. It depends on Ferocity. That could... Oh, they're talking about Death Mark in there in the chat, guys. Okay, so deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict offense down for 2 turns. That's his basic. Okay, how much damage is he going to do? And there's going to be a bunch of offense spreading around the way it is with Bastila and all those other debuffs. So, yes, his basic is trash, is what you guys said. Health regeneration stacked with potency. It's a tank. It can't work out.
Yeah, he doesn't even have that high of an armor rate.
No, I know. Okay, so now let's look at the victory through power. It says deal physical damage to target enemy and grant all allies potency up for 2 turns. Okay. If this attack scores a critical hit, reduce the target's max health by 15%, which can't be resisted until the end of the encounter. Raid bosses' attack ignores armor. Okay, I mean, that's a decent ability, but it's nothing special. You know, if you're going to be facing with the people with a lot of health and he could go a lot, maybe you'd be able to get this ability to work somewhat, but...
Well, here's the thing, though. HK isn't really inflicting debuffs. He's just capitalizing on debuffs, right?
Debuffs, exactly. It's Darkside Bastila and probably Revan.
Yeah, so Revan's probably going to inflict at least 2 different debuffs, is my guess.
Yeah.
I just don't see potency up being relevant, especially when you're going to be probably surrounding him at least at the start with, like, Thrawn and, like, Sith Trooper, right? So, like, either one or anything. Yeah, his kit's just not good enough.
And then
like, that's literally it.
Yeah, we'll read the last one here.
He's also not fast either.
The Force shall free me. Sith Marauder has plus 10% defense, plus 10% health steal, and plus 10% tenacity for each buff on all characters. Sith Marauder has plus 2% critical chance, plus 2% offense, and plus 2% potency for each debuff on all characters. Okay, he could be doing some damage with that if there's a lot of debuffs. When an enemy uses an ability outside of their turn, Sith Marauder gains 20% turn meter. Now, this ability actually is not a bad ability. If there's going to be a lot of attacks out of turns. But besides that, I think if they wanted to make Sith Marauder work well in this entire lineup, I think they'd have to give him a rework. I think they'd have to give him one more ability and probably add a Zeta to him to make him work well. Don't you think, Dagger?
Yeah, they're also SWGoH tuned, so there's no reason to give them reworks. To kind of run down some of these questions, no, I don't think HK will be good with JTR against JKR. The JTR team doesn't really spread all that many debuffs on its own. Traya lead, probably not, because all of Revan's best features will leadership. And the best part of Traya is her unique, so like her lead wasn't even like that particularly good outside of just beating up on Bastila Shan. So that's just kind of yes, Dojason. And then Darth Revan is supposed to have an ability called Ferocity, turning defense into offense. We don't know if that's going to be a unique or if he's going to do it, or if it's going to be a special similar to Grievous, where he gains offense until the end of the encounter or for a set number of turns based on his defense. So we'll have to see whether or not that's unique or an ability, because if it's an ability, it's probably not. Then you can actually mod him differently.
Exactly, and hopefully we only have to wait 24 more hours or less to be able to get this, so we can go over it, and then we'll be able to compare anything. Savage, Rancor Jaws asks Savage. Wait, are you the one that...
It depends on whether or not Darth Revan lets everyone else flip their defense into offense, because Savage has a decent armor rate to compress damage, and he has the, mass damage when people are weak.
Yeah. If people are below half health, he annihilates them, basically. Or it is an annihilate. That's what it is. And actually, his Zeta is pretty solid in my opinion.
His Zeta is also not awful either.
No. If you Zeta'd Savage, guys, Dagger or I will not yell at you. Dagger has more right to yell at people when they Zeta, because if you're going to watch Skywalker's video, let's see, what character did he Zeta that you said, oh, he put the second Zeta on Chewie, and he didn't have a Zeta on Scion. And you're like, dude, what? It was hilarious.
Yeah, he also has a couple of Gear 8 Zetas, but, I mean, that's neither here nor there. As a PSA to everyone, if you're gonna Zeta someone, push them to at least Gear 10, especially... Like, if you're going to Zeta Karth, he should minimum be Gear 10 so he doesn't die somebody's basic. But yeah, push your Zetas. If you Zeta a character, it means you're going to use them. Please push them past Gear 8.
Takedown Games, almost at 420 subscribers, going for 500 this month. Guys, if you have not subscribed to Takedown Games, go over and take a look at Takedown Games' channel.
Yeah, Takedown is D+ people. His Discord's also pretty...
Yeah. Don't forget Marauder is a pilot, lest not a waste to gear him up. That's actually a good point, because I think that the Sith ships are going to become meta somehow at some point in time. It could be in the future, or it could be actually in the near future. Probably not near future because the Falcon just came out. But I am obviously, I'll show you guys where I'm at. I'm gearing up the Sith ships. I have the Sith, let's see here.
I mean, the bomber is better than the...
It is, yes. And it actually is kind of unique. I want to learn to use it more. So that is, if you do level him up, it's probably not the worst thing in the world.
TIE Advanced and the Pimp Mobile.
172 Zeta match, but I'm not going to get Darth Revan. Is that because of the gear or the 7-star on the characters, Molly?
Do you want him before or after?
Build Jedi Revan.
Yeah, absolutely. Build Jedi Revan then. Build him up because he's still going to be the second best team in the game. He's still going to help you in all other aspects.
Or build...
You cut out there, bud. Say that again.
I said, or build CLS. CLS is also a good 5-Zeta team.
Yeah, you can run him with 3PO, Chewie, Raidhan and Chewie are definitely the best ones to run him with, in my opinion.
Oh,
for sure.
A quick reminder, a quick PSA. GA is open.
Grand Arena is open?
I believe somebody just tagged me that Grand Arena is open.
Well, let's check it out here. Grand Arena is open. Excellent. Thank you for that, guys. So if you're going to go in, make sure you enter. I didn't get an alert about that, by the way, because we're in the middle of a territory war. So enter Grand Arena. You definitely are going to see me streaming some more Grand Arena then, and you're definitely going to see some more streams with me and Dagger about Darth Revan. Probably will also just do a regular video about it. Regular videos I'm able to get out there, and they're going to get more views in the long run. So I'll probably do one of those as well.
Because my audio is poop.
Yeah, we understand, guys. His audio is not very good right now, but we're going to get it fixed, and it's going to become very, 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 very good. Check the reward changes. Are we talking about the reward changes for the raid? Oh, on Grand Arena. Okay, I got it. Let's go in here and check the reward changes. 14, 25, 113. Ugh. You're saying they're not very good? They do not look very good, do they? 3 Omega mats, 115 of the Mark 1 amplifiers, and then 25 Merson shield generator salvage. At least give me 50 so I can have the whole piece of gear. And top round is only 14 pulse modulators. You think they are great?
They did say they're for GAs, so they're going to tone rewards.
Say that again. Say that again, man.
They were going to. They said they were adding a 3rd GA. They're now.
Oh, okay. A 3rd GA.
So we're going to get 3 a month now. So we're basically going to have it going almost permanently at this.
Which is what I like a lot. I like that a lot.
Yes, but they are giving us more salvage. Look at.
Yeah, that is true. And I do like, and you brought up a good point there, Martin Svadlanka, who, a great guy. I made that video because you gave me the idea yesterday. Mod salvage is important because especially when you still should be farming mods too, as I'm learning myself. I want to have my best mods on both teams.
For all the kids in the back, I can keep bitching about rewards.
I'll say that say that one more time, dude. You cut out.
I said for all the kids, please quit bitching about free
rewards. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you what. That has been the stream for today. Dagger and I are going to get our audio figured out. He is cutting out a little bit more than he was at the beginning. I can tell that now, too. But we're going to get it figured out so we are sounding professional all the time. You can expect a lot more live streams with us because he's so knowledgeable about the game. That is true. And, you know, all the little stuff I don't even notice. So we're definitely going to have more of Dagger. Like I said, we're going to get our stuff fixed out. And I hope you enjoyed this. It was impromptu again. We just wanted to talk about the Dark Side Bastila and the HK47 rework. And, of course, we're going to be talking more about Darth Revan and his kit when he is released. So, Dagger, thanks for coming on.
One more quick thing before we go. The Darth Revan event.
Say that again.
Live. So make sure you tune in.
Yes, tune in to the Darth Revan event. Yes.
So
absolutely.
That Thursday night, whenever it goes.
Yeah, whenever it goes live, we're actually going. Him and I are going to live stream that. Dagger's going to be on because we're both going to be doing it, aren't we? At the same time.
No. I would say Takedown's going to be doing it. So
Takedown's going to be doing it. Tune into Takedown stream for live streaming getting Darth Revan.
Yeah,
you know what? Since he's going to do that, yes, I will do that. Or I might just make a video out about it actually, and then post it so you guys can do the live stream. That'll be great. And then maybe it was different about Takedown. Maybe does he have all those characters maxed out?
I don't know. Maybe you could do a scaling gear thing.
Exactly.
Where it starts at like tier 9 and goes forward.
Exactly. That's something. You know what? I'll talk to Takedown on Discord about that. But definitely look at his live stream. He's going to be live streaming Darth Revan for that, guys. Check his channel out. So again, Dagger, thanks for coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And see y'all later.